create document, call it sweep bottle KH. This is section 203, right? So the first step we're going to do, we're going to go to the front plane. We're going to line up the camera with front plane. I can click this corner and drag it up. So this is my sheet. So in front plane, I'm going to construct a new sketch. I go to sketch. Sketch plane, I wanted front, so it became front plane. I go to guided line. I'm going to click this dot and go up 7 inches. 7, enter. I'm going to make it guided line because I just need this as a guideline. And then the bottom, I'm going to do one. How much was the bottom one? 1.7. Someone is keeping track. 1.75. And I also want to make this into a guided line. And the top line from there to there is 0.5. 0.5. I'm going to make this a guided line. Okay. Diego, is that working? The guys at home, are we with us? So I made the front sheet. It only has 3 lines, right? I have sketch 1. In the front plane, 1.75, 7, and 0.5. Check. So let's go explore the sweep function. So notice that there is a top plane, but I need to do this plane needs to have a top plane a parallel to it. We can copy a plane as we've done before. So if you select top plane and click offset plane, it asks me how much I want to offset it. I want to offset it 7 inches. So we're going to come up to the top of my shape. So it shot up 7 inches. I selected the bottom plane, click this icon for plane, and I made myself a plane that's 7 inches above. It says offset distance, and I made sure arrow is facing up. So now I have a new plane. Let's go to, now remember there's top plane and there's plane 1. There's top above it, right? I'm going to go to plane 1, view normal to. So this bottom shape of this bottle is an ellipse. So I'm going to show you something. If you go to sketch and I make sure see how I selected top plane there? I'm going to draw a line from this edge down 1 inch. And I'm going to make this line also into a guideline. So as you see in the floor, there is 3 axes, right? This is 1 3/4. This is 1. So I'm going to go to top plane one more time. I'm going to go to sketch. I'm going to pick up not the circle, but the ellipse. I pick up the center of the ellipse and I click, I snap to that point, and I slowly snap to the second point. So my ellipse is described by these 2 lines, the 1.75 and the 1. Because this is the basic shape of the bottle. It's an ellipse that goes into a circle. You guys are with me? So I'm going to rename the bottom one. I can rename a drawing by right click on it and click rename. Call this one ellipse. and this one on plane 1, which is sketch 2. You know, I need to fix this one. I'm going to go to sketch 1, top, edit, sketch 1. I'm going to draw a circle. Oh, no, I didn't do it. No, I'm confused here. I need to draw a circle there on the top, plane 1. So I'm going to go plane 1, new sketch. I want to draw a circle on the center of this to the edge. So I have an ellipse and I have a circle, and they're 7 inches apart in 2 different planes. And they're precisely described mathematically. One has 1.75 by 1, and one is just a ½ inch in diameter. So the new tool that we're going to be using tonight, we haven't used much of, is the loft tool. So what would happen when I click the loft tool? It's not the revolve, it's not the sweep, it's the loft. If I click loft, it asks me for things. It asks me for profiles. So I know I have 2 profiles. I have this profile, which is the bottom of my loft, and this profile, which is the top of my loft. See what it did? It converted one shape to another, and it made this funnel. But in reality, we're not going for a funnel. We're going for this bottle. So a funnel would not produce this shape. I need these curves to describe that shape. So I'm going to go back. By the way, if you're at home and you forgot which is YouTube video I'm using here, it's called Beginner's Guide to SolidWorks 2018, the sweep bottle. So if you Google this, you'll find it for your assignment. So this loft is not going to work. So I'm going to kill it. So now we know what loft does. Because I haven't finished sketch 1, I'm going to rename sketch 1 and call it guide 1. So if I click rename, call it guide. It's very important to know which items you're working on. That way, because once you could have a project with 30 sketches and you know which sketch does what, you'll be confused. So I rename this to guide 1. I'm going to edit guide 1. So now I'm going to draw guide 1 correctly. So they tell me to do this. They tell me to go sketch a line from there down. Guide. I select this line. I open the sketch and I'm adding to it because I didn't finish it anyway. I'm going to make this as a guide. So I already established 1.75. I'm going to go up. Let's go up 1.5 inches. 1.75 inches. 1.75. 1 3/4. That's the first line. Now we're going to play with these curves. There's many types of curves you can play with. If you go to this tool next to arch, there's this thing called tangent arc. What do you mean by tangent? When make 2 arcs and they connect, they have a very smooth transition from one to another. There's no kinks between them. So this command would not work if there's kinks between your lines. So if I go to tangent arc, what happened? I click this point. See how it's always making a smooth transition between the line and the arc? So I'm going to make this arc. I'm not defining it yet. I'm doing it by eye first. One line. I go back to tangent. Too fast. Tangent. Click. I'm going to do another line like this. So this bottle goes in and out. And then I'm do another tangent arc. And the last one is going to go from this point to the top of that. I can't afford the bottle to do this. It has to come flush. So if I select this line and that line, I'm hoping I could do this. How do I make it? Oh, if I pull this point out, the arc is outside the line. If I'm inside the line, it won't work. So these arcs, I haven't defined them yet. They're just sketches. But I'm using this as a straight line, and I'm using this as a 0.5 line down. Now now we have to give them some more definitions. At least they're tangents. See how this icon means tangent, the dash with the circle. So I'm inspecting them, and they're all tangents, which is good. So we have our tangents because that's a requirement. The second requirement, each arc has to be 1.5. So I'm going to click the dimensioning tool, dimension this arc. This is 1.6. That doesn't work. I'm going to make it 1.5. See how it changed? Yes, is that working? Are you guys just watching? What are that you doing with us? It's working? Thank you.
It's working.
So now I'm too lazy to go and make each one the same radius. So SolidWorks and OnShape has a shortcut for making things equal. So if I select this one and this one and this one, they're all highlighted with a shift. And do equal, because this one is defined, the rest will be equal to that one. Let's see if that works. So this is the equal sign. It did equal, but now my points shift. It doesn't matter where the points are, it's visual. So I can move this up. It's keeping the radius, but it's moving the points, which is what we want. We're trying to go for a shapely things like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is an acceptable curve. This is like a pomegranate bottle. You know the pomegranate bottles you buy from a store, they have this kind of shape like that. We are not product designers, we're engineers, but what if we have designed a funnel or a hard valve or something of that sort? So this is almost the hardest part of the project, is drawing this shape. Are we good? Alberto, you good? What's the challenge? Let me see. It is not allowing, so that my instructions must be really bad. So what I do? For the rest of this is without 1.5 or 1.6. What's that one? Okay, let's measure the other one. Doesn't matter. How much is that? Make this 1.5. Okay. Now see if you can make the second one, one next to take the second one. Take it to a down here. Make that point. Take the point and bring the point down. It's still move. No, why there is one? You can drag them. This has to be solved. This one's good. Wouldn't mind doing it again. Even if you miss this, it's not a big deal. Sorry, it just kind of got into this gray zone. I can bring my mouse and do it there. How about you guys at home? Is this working?
Yes.
Okay, good. So the next magical thing after this is to watch this new it doesn't matter if you do it with me, you can always go work on it after, as long as you understand the principle, because the principle is tricky. Is Alberto, you're with me? I want to show you the next step. It doesn't matter if even if you don't do it with me, I just want you to watch how this works. So if you click loft, it asks you for profiles. I'm going to pick up this profile. I'm going to pick up this profile. See how it gave me a solid surface that is cone. Now to make it fancier, there's this thing called guides. If you check guides, now if I go to guide and use guide 1, see how my bottle follow that crazy guide? That's what we're after. This is the only way we do it. We're going to use the beginning, the top, and the guides will start to define the journey. So we have to go draw these guides one at a time. There are 4 of them. In SolidWorks, you only need 2. In OnShape, you're going to need 4. But I figured out a way of doing it easily. So I'm going to delete my. So this sketch guide 1 was good, right? We like it. So I'm going to do this. If I have an option called, if I right click on guide 1, I can copy sketch. And now when I go to front plane and I can do paste sketch, see how it came to me as one element? I don't have to draw it from scratch. So this sketch 1, which sketch is this here? Sketch 1, we're going to call it guide 2. Rename. So I made guide 2. Now this guide 2 is good, except it's in the wrong location, right? We need to move it up. So if I open the sketch, I do edit, highlight it, and I have an option to move things, which is this icon there. Transform, and it lives underneath linear pattern and circular pattern. Transform. I can take this and slowly, it snaps when it lines up with this. And I'm going to take it this way and snap it there and do check. So now it's in the right location, but it's flipped, right? It's sitting in living the wrong direction. So I'm going to take guide 2 and flip it. Edit. The option to flip is mirror. You remember the mirror command? Then go to mirror. I'm going to select Select entity. So I'm going to select these entities. Yeah, if I select each one of them, it's getting mirrored by itself. So I'm becoming smart about using my finger. I don't want to waste my time doing the same thing twice. I need to delete the opposite side. I mean, drawing the curves and having them giving you that shape is challenging. But we don't care exactly what profile as long as you have a profile. As long as the points are tangent and they're 1.5 or close enough, we're okay with that. Now I need to move this point to the center point. So if I highlight this item, back to move, which transform. Now I'm going to select this and watch what happens. When I come close enough to the snap line, how come it's not snapping this time around? I want to make sure it's snapped correctly. I'm going to edit, highlight. Not good. I want to make, oh, I didn't click the move tool, sorry. Highlight, move. Okay. So I have two profiles. Look, my profile is off. If you look at it from this angle, I can do it right. Guide, edit, highlight all these items, move. Well, I can move the point to there. Now it's snapped. So I precisely placed a profile in the right. So I have two guides. I have guide 1 and I have guide 2. To do the third guide, which is from the other side, from this side, because here the bottle is flat. So these two lines define that shape, but we need to have lines that define this shape. We'll go to left. Any of you has the book? Nobody has the book except me. I keep saying, you guys, it's really good if you have time before class to do some prep work. Because if you do prep work, I have it, so it's okay. So I'm going to go make a new sketch on left plane or on right plane. Oh, the book is here. We're saved.
What page is it on the book?
What page is the sweep? I think it's about, give me 1 minute. I'm going to save the day. Can I jump from the book for a second? Okay, here we go. 1 inch and a half an inch. 269. It's page 269.
Okay, thank you.
Page 269. And I am recording. And also the video I sent, the YouTube video I sent you has all the dimensions. So I'm going to go to right plane. From this edge, I'm going to go 1 inch. And I'm going to go up maybe about 5 inches. No, oops. Line from this point up. I'm going to put dimension on this. If you guys want me to put dimension, we'll do it. I have 5. I'm going to go to tangent line. I'm going to do a teeny tangent this way. Tangent again. See, I'm not guiding this by anything. I should draw a guideline from this edge, 0.5, like we did from the side. If your bottle top is not perfectly a circle, the command would not work. So this is going to be dashed. And the top has to be dashed. And now I have a point. I can take this and make it snap. So if I select the 2 points and do coincident, see how they're connected? Now, these are tangent, and this is tangent, and this is fine. So this is the other profile. Make sure the bottom is also guide. See how this edge? If it's solid, it won't work. This command is extremely finicky. Everything has to be done perfect. Well, where'd it go? Well, we lost it. New sketch. I didn't click done. So I'm going to click. Whoa. This was supposed to be how much? 5. And then go to left. So I'm doing it for the second time because I forgot to do click. This. And this. I need a line from there. 5. Now I want these 2 lines to intersect, so I'm going to make them with coincident. Whoa, it's not doing it. It did do it. See how this line goes beyond that curve? We can't have that. That will mess up the command. So I'm going to make a horizontal line that's a guideline. I'm going to move this outside. I'm going to make sure this is guide. Look at that. My guideline didn't snap. Do you feel like this is better this time around? This is guide. Am I happy with this to say check? Check. So now I have 3 sketches. If I have one more sketch, I can make this bottle. And the sketch, the new sketch, which is guide, I'm going to rename it this one and call it guide 3. Very important to be organized. If you're an engineer, you're going to be working a project with thousands of little pieces. And if you know which one is, I'm going to do, see how I have an option to do copy sketch? Go here and do paste sketch. And then I'm going to open the sketch I pasted. Rename guide. This is guide 4. You might have to spend several hours at home messing with this to make sure it works for you. So it's okay if it doesn't work right now. Besides, sleep is overrated. I'm going to go to move. I'm going to move this. So I aligned it with the center line. I'm still in guide. I'm going to open guide 4, edit. I'm going to highlight these items. Check. So this sketch is good, but it's in the reverse direction. So I need to mirror it.
Actually, give me that because you're going to lose it.
Edit. So I'm going to use the mirror tool, which is this one. We used it before. Mirror, right? We're going to pick up which items? Mirror. Select first, I select the mirror line, then I select the entities. See how it's flipping? Check. Now I go to guide 4, edit. So this sketch is pretty good. I want to make sure it's 0.5 from this edge. I can do that. This edge we don't need anymore. So I'm going to go to this point. I think they're also the same thing, 1.5. Yeah, thank you. Is it working better for you? The curve thing is finicky. Oops, look what happened. See, relationships are very tricky. Something in my relationship is stuck. And I thought I could change it. It's moving with the items. I know it's 1 inch from the edge, from the bottom. I'm gonna go to this edge. I'm gonna do 1 inch. This line. Has to be 1 inch. Now my aim is to highlight these guys. See how it snapped? So this shape, I have 4 guides. This command only works if each of these points are precisely intersecting with each other. If there's a gap that's 1/100 of an inch, or if any of these curves are not cotangent, it won't work. Like, see this line there? I forgot to convert it to dashed. That is enough to mess up the procedure. So I'm going to go open guide 1, edit. No, that's good. So it's guide 2, guide. Edit. See, this line has to be dashed. And guide 4, same thing. Edit. So it looks longer. You know what? I'm going to delete it. It served no purpose for me. It was just helping me get from this point to that point. Most important thing is understanding the principles. The execution will take a little bit of treatment, but you can do it, you guys. What about this line? I don't like this line either. Edit guide 4. See, this line should have been dashed. And also this bottle in ONshape, I didn't find in YouTube videos. I'm the only one who has spent half the day figuring this out. So it was so we can all succeed with this without having to install SolidWorks. So this is my framework. An ellipse, a circle, 2 identical guidelines that are mirrored. Everything is centered, following the same dimensions. It doesn't matter if my ellipse is a little bit up or down or fat or narrow. We want to make sure you know how to use the command. Are we ready for the moment of truth? Alberto, are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. Watch this. This is the magic. Guys, I haven't taken attendance, so, and some people have not been showing up to class, and I'm concerned about you guys because it's like we only have 9 participants, or maybe 10, right? I'm gonna take it. Before I take attendance, let me make this thing happen. So now we go to the magical tool, which is loft. So go back to the steps. The first thing we're gonna do a solid loft. We're gonna pick up profiles. This is profile 1, and this is profile 2. And that gives me a cone. Then I go to guides. Guide 1. I wait for it. It takes a while because you're using artificial intelligence across the internet to help you do this. This is really a very, there's a powerful computer out there that's helping us do this. I'm guide 2. See how the bottle is taking shape based on these guides? But it didn't take shape from the side. See how it's not following my sidelines? So I need to give it more instructions. So I go to guide 3. It followed the shape of guide 3. I'm going to go to guide 4. Oh, see there's a red line in guide 4. So guide 4 is being like nasty. I may have made a teeny mistake, which I have to go troubleshoot. If I made a mistake, then you most likely have made a mistake. So I'm going to kill this. I need to investigate what's wrong with guide 4. I'm going to go to edit. It claims it's 1 inch. We buy it. This is guided. Are these 2 tangents? I want to make sure these are tangent. And these are tangent. We don't know why guide 4. So it looks like it's touching the edge of the circle. And here it looks like it's touching. We'll try again. Yeah, man, what's your name? Came late. Sean, I've seen you before, yes. You know, behind the mask and under the hat, I have no idea who I'm looking at. What's your last name, Sean? You're the only one I didn't catch your name. Thank you. Because the rest, I'm going to take a screenshot for attendance. So we're going to do it right now. This is the moment of truth. We're going to try again. We failed miserably the first time around, but we're not giving up. Let me. Okay, ready? Is it working for anybody at home? We're going to do the loft. Loft. Shape 1. Shape 2. Guides. Guide 1. Guide 2.
Will you have this one on your YouTube channel as well?
I shared that with everybody at the beginning of the class. Did you see it in the chat? Is it available to you or not?
Okay.
I'm recording this as we speak. No, they don't like guide 4. Something is wrong with guide 4. I need to investigate what happened. So I'm going to go open guide 4, edit. I'm going to delete this line, the bottom. I want to pick up this point of guide 4 and this line. Have we used the pierce command before we make things intersect? If you click pierce, it forces a connection between the dot and the line. And now we have a pierce there. Let's see if we have one on the top. This is good. Maybe this is redundant. Oh, there was 2 blue lines on top of each other. I think that's why. I deleted one. That could have been throwing me off. So I'm going to go to loft. And we're going to do profiles 1. 2. I'm going to go guides, guide 1, guide 2, guide 3, and guide 4. We may have achieved the lift off, you guys. And here it is, your moment of truth. It might take you a little bit longer to do it at home. Then the last thing we do, we take the bottom shapes and we make them round by using the chamfer. They want you to use not a circle, a variant. Allow, I think it's 0.25. It's in a book too. The radius of the bottle of the bottom, see how the bottom bottle is rounded like this? I think if you do variable, it'll give you, yeah, one radius is different than the other. One vertex, I think, is 0.25, and one is 0.35 or something. It's in the book. Or the YouTube video I sent you had the answer to this one too. That's a really easy one, it's just one click. Then the next thing we do, we're gonna take this top of the bottle and lift it up with a loft, the extrude 1 inch. So the bottle is almost ready. It needs to be shelled. We've never used a shell command. It makes something hollow. Like go to shell. I select the face where I want to make the opening. And the radius should be, I think, I'll leave it 0.1. I forgot the radius in the book or in the YouTube video that I sent. So now I have a bottle that's hollow. The last thing they want us to do is also in YouTube video is I need to make, first of all, I'm going to lift this up, this plane. I'm going to lift it up 1 inch. So that I need to make a thread at top of the bottle. So I'm going to take this and offset it down now. What's the number I had? In the book, what's the offset down? Do you see I'm turning the lights on for you?
For the plane,
Yes, thank you, Sean.
0.125 inches.
Sean is my best technical support. 0. What?
0.125 inches for the top of the face for the parallel.
2, 1, 2. It's hard to hear anything, right? With the masks.
I got 2 masks.
2 masks on.
Right.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate that. I'm gonna. The man of the book, 0.125, right? So 0.125. See how it went down? You leave me the book for a minute? I'm gonna flip direction. All right, extra points. So now I'm gonna hide plane 2. So this plane where I have, see how that's where I need to draw a circle. If I don't draw a circle, I can't make a spiral. Do you guys mind if we go over 5 minutes? Yes, we're okay with that. So now I made a new plane, which is plane 3. What plane? See how it says plane 3 there? I'm gonna go to top view. And on plane 3, I'm gonna draw another circle. Sketch. On plane 3. And the circle is the same, the diameter, which is 0.5. So 1 inch radius. So as you see, the circle is hanging. I'm going to hide this plane. We don't need it anymore. Hide all planes. So this is the little teeny, see this ring there? I need that ring. Without that ring, I cannot do the next step. And the next step is really cool. We've never done this before. To make a thread, you need a spiral. And luckily, I have an icon for that. If you click the circle and do helix, what kind of helix do I want to do? And in this book, they're telling me about pitch and turn. So first of all, I need to make it in the opposite direction. So it's going down. And revolution, it says 2.5. 2 point, like two and a half twists. They work. And the pitch should be 2.2. This is all in the book. If you guys were smart, you'd be friends with Sean because he has the book. So I have 2.5. See how it went around twice and a half? So that's a spiral. Without that spiral, I cannot make a thread for the bottle. You never thought, like all the Coke bottles you drink in your life, that someone has designed them. So the last step, and it's not too hard, is to draw the shape that will go around the strip. And in the book, we're gonna, which plane we're gonna sketch on? We're gonna sketch on front plane. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna start my sketch on front plane. And the instruction for the sketch a little bit finicky. They tell you to do this, to do that, and to do that. We're gonna size them after the fact. First of all, I want to make these 2 points parallel. See how this line will make them vertical? So these 2 points, I think, are in the same spot. If I'm not mistaken, they're in the same spot. Then we're gonna draw a half an arc. And my arc, what is it in the book? Is it 0.4? What distance is this? They tell me that that between this, if I click this line and that line and go to dimension, it give me an angle. Supposedly give me an angle. I don't seem to get it. 1, 2. Yeah, this should be 25 degrees. Oops, why is that symmetrical? Something is blocking us. 25. Funny, I had a piece of paper that I drew all dimensions on and I left them in the other classroom. All the instruction for this in the book, don't worry about it. It's just drawing a triangle and an arc. The challenge is you're gonna take this sketch and 4, and I'm gonna move it from the midpoint till I snap to that line. Why is doing mirror? I meant to do move. I'm gonna take this shape. And I snap it on the front. I'm gonna take this shape and I'm gonna lower it a little bit. Hopefully I'll have more time to re-record this on Friday. Maybe Friday recording will have even more detail. So once you have a sketch well located, this is the fun part. You ask the sketch to travel with the spiral upwards. So I click sketch 4. We've never used this one before, which is the sweep. It asked me, I already selected sketch 4. I'm gonna go sweep path, I'm gonna select the spiral. And wow, we have it. We have a bottle thread that's spiraling. The last tricky one is you take the surface and you make it revolve with this revolve around this axis. First, I select the face, then I select the axis of revolution, which, why can't we pick it up? We've done it before. it should revolve our axis. One second. Translucent, because maybe my line is not. I failed again. I can't grab it because I need this line there to tell it to revolve around it. This is the face. And this is the axis. And you won't do it this time around. Mad. No, should be just new. I don't want to do it full. I want to do it one direction. I want to do it 120 degrees. 120, but I can't pick up the axis. I can make this work. I'm gonna try to see if I'll do it in the top because it's not doing the bottom shape. I'm gonna do shaded. We're gonna do the top bottle. So I select the surface. I go to revolve. The revolution axis, it's this line. It doesn't want to pick up for some reason. Okay, so it's giving me a hard time, but it's not a big deal. I'm gonna go here and make a new sketch. I'm just draw myself a guideline. And this guideline is gonna be this line. I'm gonna make this line into a dash line. It's gonna be sketch number 5. So sometimes the program doesn't work, I don't give up, I work with it. I just say, what can I do? I'm gonna do revolve. It's asking me for revolution axis, and this time I have sketch number 5. Please listen, work. Revolution axis, sketch 5. Check. Whoa, doesn't want to do it. Actually, in the book, he goes and he redraws the surface one more time, so I can go on here and sketch it one more time. Sketch. Face of sweep, no worries. We're gonna make a new sketch. It's few clicks, who cares? After all we've been through, it's not gonna kill us to make. So now I have a new sketch, which is sketch 6. If I go to revolve, axis revolution, aha. And you see how I force it to do what I need to do? See how it's not revolving enough? I need it to revolve more. So I'm gonna say, see there's a gap between the shape. Actually, it did go all the way. So this is what you need to do to have the perfect bottle. I need to do another thing on the bottom, but this is it. I mean, the hardest part was constructing guide number 2. You can get this done. And now we understand that using the loft tool, the spiral, if you follow these instructions carefully, it might take you an extra hour of practice, but you're going to be able to accomplish this. Are we okay, you guys? This is a tough brain teaser, but you guys can do this. Any questions before we end? I'm going to send you the video. Do you guys saw the YouTube video? Because the YouTube video is helpful, except he's doing it in SolidWorks and I'm doing it on ONshape. And I already demonstrated the areas where there's difference. Yes? I have to head out, but thank you guys for your time.
Professor?
Yes.
Is it okay if I email you what I came up with for my midterm project and you'll give me your feedback?
I'd love to, please.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank
Mark.
you.
Nice to have you.
Thank you.
Michael, you good? Are you making any progress? You're going crazy, Michael, at home. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Extra point for you. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Michael, any hope? Yes, at least you nod your head like maybe we're getting the point. It's okay. This is a tough one, but it's. I mean, if you can make this bottle, anything from this point on will be easy. Thank you, guys. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.
Have a good night. Bye.
Bye-bye. An hour flies by so fast.